Tottenham 2, Everton 2, and let me tell you one thing, this game basically feels like a loss. Even though we drew, it was 2-2, it basically feels like a loss. Because Aston Villa won and we basically just dropped 2 points. Going into this game, everyone was terrible. Everyone except maybe Richarlison and Van de Ven. They were the only 2 good players today. Everyone else was complete crap. The way we started the game was positive. 3 minutes in, we got the early goal. Good link-up play within the team. Udogie cuts it back. Richarlison, great finish. That's, I think, 9 goals in 8 for him now. So he's on a very good run. So it was a great finish from Richarlison. But then, second he scored, we just stopped playing. For some reason, I don't know why, we just stopped playing. We took our foot off the gas and we're like, all right, cool. We got the early goal. Let's just sit back and let's allow Everton to come into the game. Let's allow them to throw crosses into the box. Instead, the approach should have been, let's keep on peppering them. Let's keep on attacking them and again and again and again and get a second, a third, a fourth and really kill off the game. Really kill off a chance for a comeback and make it an easy win. But no, we had to sit back, defend, park the bus or whatever and just allow them into the game. The goal they scored, before they scored the goal, they were threatening so many times from the set pieces, especially the corners. We see it so many times before they scored the goal. They were crowding Vicario, and Vicario was terrible today. He was terrible today when it came to set pieces. He was terrible. Constantly getting shoved off the ball, shoved off. And because of him, the goal happened. But we've seen it before they scored the goal. We've seen that Vicario needs help because I think it was Harrison. Harrison kept on crowding him and trying to barge into him, trying to make him lose his balance. That is when someone like, a Romero or a defender should come in like, all right, cool, let me help out Vicario over here. But no, they didn't do that. They left him with Harrison on his own. Harrison did his job. Vicario got barged in. They scored an easy header, 1-1. All right. Again, what do? That goal should have been an indicator. Like, all right, cool. Let's wake up. They're clearly set pieces are clearly a weakness for us. They're targeting that. We need to fix up over here. But we didn't. We kept playing crap from set pieces. We didn't fix up. And the second goal they scored, the equalizer in the 90th minute, where was it from? I guess where? A set piece. They scored from a set piece again, 2-2, game ends. I don't know what we're doing in training. I don't know what we're doing in training when it comes to set pieces, because this season, set pieces, especially going into this new year, we've been terrible at it. We've seen it against Man City, and we've seen it so many times this season as well, earlier in the season. And especially against Man City though, a couple weeks ago. We were terrible from the set piece. That's how they scored. Even against Brentford, the signs were there. The signs were there that they saw that we were weak from set pieces and they were targeting Vicario. Because they know Vicario is not good when it comes to punching the ball away from like corner kicks or whatever. That alone should have been a wake-up sign, but no. And now we've seen it. And how have we not addressed the situation about how poor we are from set pieces in training? Who's our set piece coach? Is it Jedinak? Is it not Jedinak? What is he doing? What is he doing? Incredible. The team today, I mentioned Richarlison and Van de Ven were the only good players today. Obviously, the second goal, Richarlison scored, great finish. That's a finish of a player who has confidence. Because I guarantee you he wasn't doing that in the first half of the season, but he's done that. He's on good confidence. That's good for him, good finish. But everyone else was terrible. Timo Werner did nothing in the game. Absolutely nothing. But even then, he wasn't even given a chance. Romero, I mean, he did his job defensively, but the second goal, what kind of header was that from Romero? Just headed it straight back into, I think, Branthwaite, who scored the goal. He should have cleared it away. But terrible defending from Romero. Terrible. Pedro Porro did nothing. Nothing going forward. Just did nothing going forward. Poor from Porro today as well. The midfield was absolutely terrible today. Terrible. Højbjerg should not be starting for us. I don't care. He needs to go in the summer. He's a good player, but he's a good player in a Conte system, in a Mourinho system, in a system where you don't really have the ball that much and you're just sitting back, defending, tackling, interceptions, all that kind of stuff. He's not a good player for a system that requires you to have the ball a lot, pass it around, and be intelligent with the ball, carry the ball forward. He's not that player. He cannot do it. Why is he starting? Sarr just came back from the AFCON. Why isn't Sarr playing? Why is Højbjerg starting ahead of Sarr? Bentancur today. Bentancur, he's a good player, but today he was terrible. Did absolutely nothing. Nothing today, Bentancur. I didn't even see him at all, Bentancur. Bentancur did nothing. Brennan Johnson, why was he starting? Why was he starting? What, because he scored a goal against Brentford? What, little tap-in? That doesn't make him start. Why wasn't Kulusevski starting? We saw the impact Kulusevski had when he came on. When he came on, he was actually looking more positive with the ball. He's always trying to find an attacker. Brennan Johnson, all he does is run into a defender. He's a kick and run player. Why is he starting? He should have been benched. I don't care if he scored against Brentford. And again, this all goes down to Ange as well. I thought Ange, the substitutions and the way he managed the game was absolutely poor today. Again, lineup as well, poor. Højbjerg, Johnson, they shouldn't have started, but it happened. Then, when we were 2-1 up, that is when Ange should have kept pushing the team, brought on Sarr, kept pushing the teams to go and get a third, really killed the game off. What did he do? He took off Bentancur, he took off Madison, but he left Højbjerg on. He brought on Sarr and Skip, two defensive-minded players, especially Skip, when the game needed a third goal, when we really had to go and kill the game off. Then he brought on Dragusin and we moved to a back five all of a sudden. Why? Why? We've seen it in the past. This team cannot defend leads. We've seen it so many times in the past that this team, when they're under pressure, they cannot defend leads. That's why we have to go and score more. And that's what we needed. We needed a third goal. Why are you taking Madison off? Why was Bentancur taken off? Even though Bentancur did nothing, even though Madison wasn't really the best in terms of his standards, they still bring the creative flair. They still have the flair to they still have the ability to bring that they can take the ball, carry it forward, make the progressive passes, make the defense splitting passes as well, find the attackers. Skip is not doing that. Højbjerg's not doing that. Why did they stay on the pitch? I thought Ange was really poor today with his game management. Really poor game management from Ange. Team was terrible today as well. Again, it's really poor. Vicario, he did his job, obviously saving shots. He's a good shot stopper, but when it comes to set pieces, especially the corners, he's getting barged off the ball way too easily. So he needs to fix up with that. But again, it's 2 points dropped. 2 points dropped. We should have won this game. Especially after the first goal, I was saying this should be a comfortable win. We should be winning this 3-4-0. But we didn't. We didn't because poor game management and lack of desire to attack the goal. Oh well, Aston Villa beat Sheffield United as well, as they would. So now we're back into 5th, and we're 2 points behind Aston Villa, and I think 4 or 3 points behind Arsenal. I'm not really too sure, and they play tomorrow. So it's 2 points dropped in a game that we should have won. And now next week we go to Brighton. We go to Brighton next week. They'll at least be much more... They play a very similar style to us, so I don't know, we'll see what happens. But Brighton are poor defensively. We should be beating them as well. But with this team, you just don't know. You just don't know with this team. So we'll see what happens. Really disappointed today against Everton. And we go again against Brighton next week. And we better see something new next week.